Hello, this is Eileen Felix with Get Real with Eileen, and today we are going to talk a little bit about myself, where I come from, my perspective. And so I grew up in Los Angeles. This is just a little bit about me so that anyone who's new to my channel is like, what is this girl? What is she about? How can I relate to her? Or how can I not relate to her? These are different ways that I want to share about me. So I grew up in Los Angeles. I was born and raised in Los Angeles. I grew up as a no sabo kid. And for a lot of you who don't know what that is, it's basically us Latinx people who grew up in the United States and we didn't learn Spanish. Well, we didn't learn, for example, I feel like there's different levels of no sabo kids too, because some of us, like me, I actually understand Spanish more than I speak it. When they're more complicated words and I have to ask them, what does that mean? And then they usually explain to me exactly what they mean, or I Google it. But basically, I understand it more than I speak it. And now we know that your part of your brain that understands a language and then part of your brain that speaks a language are two completely separate things. So I actually appreciate learning that kind of research every now and then, because it makes me feel less like, shameful to not be able to speak it as well as understand it. And I've met various people who have said the same thing, where they understand the language, their native language of their family, but they don't speak it because it's just something that they didn't have to practice out here in the US and the States. With that being said, my dad is actually Mexican and my mom is Salvadorian. So that's another thing about me that's a little bit like different. I get along with people who are blends of things. I meet a lot of people that are blends of things. So I want you guys to know that this is a blend safe environment. For example, if you're like me, half Salvi, half Mexican, I have both cultures, and I grew up in the US as an American. So first, obviously, I'm American, and then my dad is Mexican, my mom is Salvadorian. So I have those cultures in the background too. Also, when I speak Spanish, a lot of Mexicans hear that I sound like very Americanized, and a lot of Salvadorians see that I sound very Mexican because my dad had full custody of us growing up. So that's another like weird anomaly thing that a lot of people don't understand, because usually the mom is the one that takes full custody and the dad is the weekend dad, right? But in my scenario, my mom was the weekend person and my dad had full custody. Now, a lot of people who are super educated, who went through this path of becoming something out of their family because their family didn't go to college. I did go to a 2-year college, but I did not go to a 4-year college. I did not go to university. I did get accepted to a couple universities straight out of high school, but because of the financial strain and because of the lack of support that I felt at home, I actually chose to get married, emancipate myself away from the money that my dad was making with his wife at the time. And so a lot of people don't know that's something you can do. When you're applying for financial aid, if your parents make too much money, then you're gonna have to kind of like emancipate yourself so that you can only report your own money into the financial aid. Now, this was back in 2008, and so we're far ahead of that. But that's how I did it, and that's how I was able to receive financial aid, and that's how I was able to continue my education without really having to pay or go into the depths of debt. And that's really something I did not want to do. I didn't want to have debt. I didn't want to have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to university, and nowadays might not even mean anything, for a piece of paper, basically. I feel like more than anything, when you go to university, it's more about the connections that you make more than, you know, the actual curriculum sometimes. I'm not trying to discredit anybody and their education. I'm not trying to do that. But for me, that was just something that didn't really resonate with me at the time. Maybe in the future I'll go back to college, but not as of now. Speaking of jobs, so I actually am licensed as a massage therapist. I have been working as a massage therapist since 2015 in California. I am a California Massage Therapy Council licensed, and I work in a spa as well as work in people's homes. I use various apps such as Soothe, Big Toe, and a new one called Bliss, which is actually from Australia, and it's can't come over from there. So these are really great apps because they pay me in between like 2 to 3 days after, and then it's an independent contract job. So yeah, this channel, I've been trying to figure out, should I make it about this, should I make it about that, and I've been so caught up in like which path I should take that's why this video, I just kind of want to like unload basically all the different avenues and all the different ways that I can make videos and all the different topics I can talk about. And I'm looking at my notes as I'm looking down. Sorry about that. And as a woman, this is my little apartment. I have been living by myself pretty much, I'm gonna say like 4 years I've been living by myself. I've been living out here in this specific apartment almost 2 years, and I think as a Latina that's very like rare to see. Latinas usually do not venture away from the family. They usually have like a boyfriend or they're married, and I was married like I mentioned earlier, but I got separated and divorced at a very young age, under 25. Then I met the person that I had my son with, and then we had a child years after. So that's another thing about me. I've been divorced, I've been married, I've done all that, and I think there's a lot of interesting takes I have on that. Also, I did not marry the father of my son because I just felt like it was unnecessary to do that. I think more than anything, we felt called to have a child together, but without the marriage, you know, in it. Would I do that again? No, I would not do that again in the future. Do I regret my choices? No, I do not, because as it is, we are not together anymore. So nonetheless, it didn't work out. You know what I mean? Another thing is that as a massage therapist, I meet people all the time from all over Los Angeles County, and a lot of the times they are travelers from other places, or they are transplants. So people who move to Los Angeles, they are called transplants. They're not from here, but they've been here for a long time. So a lot of the times in LA, you'll ask somebody like, hey, where are you from? And then they'll say like, oh, I'm from fucking Michigan, or I'm from, no offense to Michigan, I'm from Chicago, I'm from New York, I'm from Miami, I'm from, you know, Pennsylvania, I'm from Maryland, and so Texas, whatever, right? And so those are rare though. The Texas people are super rare. And so they come, and it's so interesting to meet these different people and all these different perspectives that I've gained over the years. Again, like 7 years I've been a massage therapist pretty much since 2015, and I've also met so many different like bodies in the way that, you know, I often joke as a massage therapist that my body count is high because the massage part is, I always meet different people, and a lot of times when people decide to get a massage, it's like they're on the brink to either ripping a ligament, or they're really, really hurt, and they just, or if they go to the doctor doesn't really like tell them anything that's wrong, or they don't feel like anything's wrong, they're just like tight and they're hurting, so they kind of just get a massage. And one of my specialties is prenatal care, icing, prenatal massage, icing, which is using actual ice or cold compress to reduce the inflammation, reduce the swelling. So there's like a lot of things that I am able to talk about, and this is just like a little intro about me, myself, and I. And my name's Eileen Felix. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm 33 years old as of now. I have a son, and so also I just did a solo trip from the Tulum area, which is a really big hotspot. It's growing exponentially, and a lot of people have been going for like a while to like Cancun, Playa del Carmen. A lot of people get married there. You guys, I'm sure, have seen a lot of Instagram stuff from like Azulik and like those really nice high-end places in Tulum. There's the beachside Tulum, and then there's the actual downtown Tulum. I've actually gotten like various tattoos. This is my latest addition. I can also talk about tattoos and like the recovery. So yeah, this is just like a rambling dump of like all the things in my head that I've been trying to kind of like put out there. If you have any specific videos that you're interested in or topics, let me know in the comments below as I try to navigate this. Okay, so thank you guys. I appreciate your time. Please like, follow, subscribe for more. And not really anything special. I'm just like another girl in LA. I also like to dance, party as a Latina. We love that stuff. Also like foods and drinks. And then drugs. I have a lot to say about that. So, which number one is don't do them. Especially like, yeah, don't do them. If it's illegal, don't do it. Especially right now with like the fentanyl stuff going on. And so it's affected my family even. So I hope you guys are not doing that stuff. Since I'm a mom, I can come off, and I'm a big sister. I'm a, firstborn, and I'm firstborn generation, and I'm a woman, so I can come off very like, and I kind of do want to give off like big sister vibes. If I do really love mentorship, and I've mentored different people before, so I really am looking for that in community and support, and I would love to hear your stories as well, and just let me know if anything, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. So I hope you have a good morning, a good evening, or a good night, and que pases buen día, buen tardes y buenas noches. Okay, hasta luego.